If you're eating under 2,000 calories, 1,600, 1,200, 800 calories per day, and you can't lose any more weight, and you're sitting there scratching your head, banging your head against the wall, wondering why you can't get six-pack lean, listen to this entire video because this one's for you. The understanding of why your low-calorie diet is broken and why your approach is completely wrong. And we're going to go through the transparency about metabolic science, understanding energy pathways, and we're going to understand why over time you just don't burn as much calories, because there's a lot better way to do it. There's a lot more strategic way to do it, and there's a lot more sustainable way to do it. Because I know your goal right now is a sustainable long-term lean physique. You want to have the energy. You want to have the confidence. You want to have the mental clarity. You want to be the type of man that deserves a six-pack body, and you're just going about it all wrong. So let me explain in this video what's going on. So we're going to be going through a client case study. So Joe is 48 pounds down and he's eating 800 more calories. And if you've been watching my videos for some time now, you've seen a lot of my case studies. So if you guys don't know me by now, my name's Adam Bone. I'm online metabolic science. I specialize in metabolic priming and the manipulation of metabolism through nutrition factors. Okay, we work with a lot of clients around the world. We've worked with almost close to 1,000 men collectively amongst our team. But like the biggest thing we see out of everybody is that people go so low in calories. We had a guy this week join our team, and he was eating 1,200 calories. And there's a lot better way to do it. You want a sustainable physique. 1,200 calories isn't sustainable. You're probably feeling brain fog, probably be feeling fatigued, probably have terrible sleep. Maybe your sex drive is off, and you still just have that pudgy body that you just can't get rid of no matter how much cardio you do. So we got to understand why this is happening first, okay? So this was Joe when he came to me. He was at 2,200 calories and 243 pounds at 2,200 calories, okay? So 2,200 calories is pretty low for a man. If you're under 2,000 calories, first of all, you're eating quite the amount like a teenage girl would. Transparently, I'm just being truthful. It's not healthy. When you go under 2,000 calories for an extended period of time, your body downregulates. It creates insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity, and all these health markers start to decline because your bodily organs don't have enough energy to actually sustain and become healthy. So there's an approach called the bioenergetic approach by Ray Peat. We've studied it a lot within our program amongst our coaches for the benefits of our clients. And the approach is that the body works better when you have more energy flowing through it, more calories flowing through it. It not only regenerates better and heals better, it reduces cortisol, stress, but you just look better, right? And there's not really a science behind why 3,000 calories in versus 3,000 calories out, you look better, you look leaner, rather than 2,000 calories in versus 2,000 calories out. There's not really a science behind it, but it's just the easiest way to explain is that you just look better, you look healthier, you look leaner, you have more muscle tissue. So there's a big misconception in the fitness industry that I'm trying to break amongst all the clients we work with. We work with close to 250 guys in 7 different countries right now, and 95% of them come to us under eating. And what's happened over time is you've metabolically down-regulated your metabolism, okay? So here's how it works. Basically, there's a myth going on right now that I just need to eat less calories, I need to do more cardio, I need to burn all this stuff. That's not how it works, because how your metabolism actually works is 95% of how you burn calories per day is energy you burn at rest doing absolutely nothing. So this is called your basal metabolic rate. This represents the energy it takes for your body to just be alive. Even though you laid in bed all day without moving an inch, you would burn significantly amount of more energy. RMR accounts for 50 to 70% of the energy you would burn in a typical day, okay? So you guys are all focused right here on this exercise activity, right? Exercise energy expenditure, energy during training. And look how small this quadrant is. Like, you guys are working your ass off trying to get the body fat off you. You're starving yourself. You're uncomfortable, but you're just making a small dent in what's possible. This is why our clients are seeing 5 times more fat loss, more sustainability long term, and you don't have to starve yourself. You're just going about it wrong. And if you're one of those guys, click the link below and sign up for a time right now, because There's no more waiting on this. You've waited long enough. Your biological reality is accelerating by the day. And every day you stay under these 2,000 calories is one day closer that you don't fix it. Like there needs to be a certain set of urgency, because this is a health hazard. Like you don't need to be eating that low of calories for that long of time. That's why you're feeling like the way you're feeling. That's why, your cortisol and your stress is so high. That's why your energy is just absolutely trash. It's because you're killing your body, quite literally. And, every day that goes by that you don't commit to making a change and making an actual transformation with the correct guidance and the correct help is one more day that the transformation transparently gets harder. Because as you go and as you age, muscle declines, metabolism slowly starts to decline. So the transformation gets harder and harder over time. So your biological reality setting in. And this needs to be like an urgency-based video for a lot of the guys on my channel right now who maybe have been thinking about joining our program, maybe thinking about joining up. I'm telling you right now, we have industry-leading results, right? You guys have seen it. There's already over 40 client testimonials of real clients telling you like their experience and how this works. We have multiple case studies, almost 30, 35 case studies breaking it down how this works. Like it's not that we're not good at what we do, is that people just don't want to make the commitment. And the problem with this is every day you don't make this commitment to yourself is one day more you don't see progress. Think about the guys who came to me 5 years ago. They're in the best shape of their lives right now. They've cracked the cycle. They're feeling great. The guys who didn't commit to this 5 years ago, they're worse off. They're in a worse position they were now. And, now those transformations are even transparently harder. So there needs to be a certain urgency to this, because I'm tired of seeing guys come to me at 1,200, 800 calories and still transparently just looking average. And there's a lot better ways to do this, okay? So this is the truth about the calories in versus calories out model. Calories in versus calories out model is an oversimplification because it doesn't account for how different foods are processed, the body's ability to adapt, and individual metabolic factors. Metabolism is complex and influenced by genetics, hormones, and gut health. And the body autonomically adjusts its energy expenditure to protect it against prolonged calorie deficits by slowing the metabolic rate. This means that simply calorie deficit doesn't capture the full picture of weight management. So the calories outside is complex. Your metabolism is influenced by your basal metabolic rate, which we talked about, which is the energy your body uses at rest, as well as your activity level. Your body may also subconsciously reduce non-exercise activity to compensate for increased exercise, which limits the calories out advantage from workouts. Your basal metabolic rate determines how many calories your body needs to function at rest. A fast BMR means your body burns more calories at rest than someone with slow BMR. Your body's metabolic rate can change over time by targeting the response to diet and exercise, all right? So, all of you guys are watching this right now, you're chasing an optimal body composition, right? You want to get next level. You want to lose 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. You want to get six-pack abs. What it comes down to is the individualized ratios behind macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. It depends on your age, activity level, metabolism, goals. This is what we do for our clients, and this is what sets us apart from the rest of the industry, is understanding the metabolic science, mitochondrial manipulation through energy pathways, and then also preparing the metabolism and nurturing metabolism for long-term success. Not just these other programs online who you jump in and they crash your calories and then you get stuck, and when you stop working with them, you just gain the weight back. What we do and why our industry-leading approach and why our program is at the top of the industry right now is because we teach our clients this. We give them individualized macros. We teach them how their body works. And then after the program's done, they go out and they teach their children. They teach their wives. They teach their friends. They've cracked the cycle. They understand the education. That's what's important to know, because it's about energy balance, maintaining a balance between calorie intake from macronutrients and calorie expenditure to prevent excess fat gain and promote healthy composition. Consuming nutrient-dense foods. Anyways, prioritizing protein intake is key for individuals aiming to build muscle, with the general recommendation to consume high-quality protein sources in every meal. Balancing all macronutrients can help regulate appetite and energy levels, supporting weight loss and maintenance of body health. So let's go over and see kind of where Joe is at, right? And so obviously when Joe had came to me, we did an initial consultation with him, And he had been, pretty low carb for a very, very long time. I want you guys to actually hear from him yourself very quickly so you can understand that this isn't just something that I'm spouting out on the internet on a YouTube video. This is real world results. 33 pounds in 8 weeks.
You guys think I'm over here starving myself. I'm eating 3 times what you eat in a day. I was eating more. I was losing weight, more carbs than I have in probably 10 years. The weight I got to, I haven't been that weight since I was 18 years old. And there are guys in this community with like 5 kids and 3 businesses that are doing way more than me, that are, just as successful. So if you're hearing this, just at least have a conversation with the guy, because I'm telling you, it'll change your life.
So yeah, like I said, all of our clients are eating more and they're losing weight. And everyone's wondering how it's possible. Everybody's wondering, how is this happening? Is this possible? Is this real? Is this a scam? Like, it's real. Like, I have 40 client testimonials on our page right now. A lot of my clients will actually comment on this YouTube video because they've came in from YouTube of watching this specific video and go down. You can probably see a few of them comment on this video right now. But what I'm saying is there's a lot better approach to do it. Like, you're not benefiting yourself, starving yourself. So where Joe was at is that he was very low carb for 10 years, super low carb for 10 years. Had this misconception that carbs were bad, that carbs were the devil, that the only way to lose weight was to reduce carbohydrates. And that's not the case, because that's not how your metabolism works. Your metabolism works on energy efficiency. What are carbs? They're the body's primary source of energy. So your body needs carbohydrates, okay? It needs a certain amount of carbohydrates to function properly, to give energy to your intestinal organs, for it to just, function like it should, right? So he came to us at 243, and this is kind of a dictator of where his metabolism was, where he was, right? He was doing 30 minutes of cardio. He had shot his metabolism pretty well, 2,200 calories. So, let's say that Joe came to us and we're just some, normal program who doesn't have expertise in this area. And, the typical program would be like, yeah, let's put you in a calorie deficit. So what they'll do is they'll drop you to 2,000 calories. You won't lose much weight. You might lose a little bit of weight, a little bit of water weight, but you don't look any better. Like, you don't improve body composition at all. Like, yeah, you might lose some weight, most of it muscle tissue, but you don't look any better. You almost look like skinny fat and like gross and just like not improving at all. And that's because over here, what they don't know and what these normal trainers online don't know is that they've shot your metabolism, just cooked your metabolism. So it doesn't matter how low we go, because like I said, we'll have guys come to us at 1,200 calories, and they started at 1,800, and it wasn't working. So they went to 1,500, and it wasn't working. They went to 1,200, and it wasn't working. And they've just crashed their metabolism. So it doesn't matter. The body is going to primary store energy for what? To keep it alive, right? To keep you functioning properly, to keep your bodily organs from failing. So it starts to save calories in your resting metabolic rate. So let's go to stage 2, Joe, right? He's at 2,300 calories right here, but he's down to 212 pounds. Like, obviously you can see this dramatic drop. But look at what he looks like right here, right? Because what we did during this time right here, right, between the 2 photos that you're seeing right here, is we optimized the body for metabolic pathways, we primed his metabolism using carbohydrates, and we improved his body composition by utilizing the correct macronutrients, okay? So what we do, and from a more scientific level, we use carbohydrate metabolism. So carbohydrate metabolism primarily benefits the body by providing crucial sources of energy for all cells and organs, right? So why your body needs energy for cells, because fat loss occurs on the mitochondrial level. Your mitochondria tell your body whether to store fat, burn fat, or what source of energy to choose from directly. So if you don't have enough energy, your mitochondrial production starts to diminish. Other benefits including promote gut health. So a lot of you guys watching this right now have terrible gut health. Like, you've got the kind of beer dad belly, no matter how low you get your calories. And it's like cortisol, right? Is like when you start to improve gut health, that you have clients that will lose 10 to 15 pounds in a week by just improving gut health. Because think about like improving gut health and improving the way your body digests food. Like, you can lose weight pretty quickly just with a better digestion. And so stable blood glucose levels. So like a lot of guys who come to us with unstable blood glucose levels with sugar spikes. We're able to fix this with carbohydrate metabolism. Cholesterol and triglycerides, we're able to fix cholesterol issues with carbohydrate metabolism as well. And because, like I said, the bioenergetic approach is understanding more energy flowing through the body, a lot of bodily organs start to optimize themselves and it starts to work properly. We have a client named Keith. He came to us at 800 calories. We got him up to, I think, 3,000 calories. Went to the doctor, and the doctor said, you don't need to take cholesterol medicine anymore. You don't need to take your blood sugar medicine anymore. What have you been doing? He said, I've just been eating correctly. Like, I've been eating how my body should. And he transparently told the doctor, like, this is what you should, transparently, you should have told me to be doing in the first place. And I agree. Obviously, guys, like, I don't have a problem with doctors. Doctors are great at what they do. They're very educated individuals, but they're not educated on nutrition advice and how the body works from a mitochondrial level as well as a metabolic level. Their education's around supplementing people, so keep that in mind. All these things with Ozempic and all these other drugs that are coming out nowadays. So everybody wants a quick fix. But the reality is that quick fixes don't lead to long-term success. So other benefits include promoting gut health, glucose and cholesterol levels. Carbohydrate metabolism is vital for overall metabolic health, help regulate weight, improve cardiovascular health, and sustain cognitive functions. So like we talked about, primary fuel source is carbohydrates. Carbohydrate metabolism improves brain function, blood glucose level, better digestion. So fiber's role in complex carbohydrates encourages healthy gut bacteria, acts as a bulking agent which promotes bowel regularity and can reduce certain risk of certain intestinal conditions, right? So systematic health impacts, cognitive function, cardiovascular health, gut-brain axis. Okay, so what do we do with Joe from point A to point B? And here's simply what we did. Is we gave him correct macronutrients, and we slowly started working his carbohydrates up, right? Now, the caveat behind this is that we had to keep his protein high, yes, but we had to keep the fat relatively low because carbohydrate metabolism is an energy pathway in itself. You have carbohydrate metabolism and you have fat adaptation. So obviously fat adaptation is the keto, carnivore, and all that XYZ stuff. You've tried that before. That's why you're here and looking for a better option. I've tried it before too. It sucks. I like cake. Like I teach a well-balanced approach to nutrition. I'm a bodybuilder, yes, but in my off season, I'm a CEO. I have employees. I go out to drink sometimes on the weekend with some friends. Like I don't teach like a one-sided approach that's unsustainable. I teach lifestyle. Okay, and this is what you guys understand is like these fad diets and these quick fix diets, they're not sustainable because they're highly restrictive. Like Joe goes on vacation, like he does what he wants. He goes out to eat with the wife if he needs to. Like this is what it looks like. This is what health looks like. So I want to take you back on like where we kind of started him at and how he kind of got here first of all. So this is how metabolic priming works. And like I've said, we're going to go through a little bit more of the science of a metabolic priming, but I want to show you like from a graph perspective how this works. So each week, first of all, we cut his cardio to zero to reduce inflammation. His metabolism's shot. And so each week as Joe checks in with us each and every week, we give him a little bit more carbohydrates. Every week he checks in, a little bit more carbohydrates, a little bit more carbohydrates. And the biggest thing people have for me, and the question is like, oh, I don't want to gain weight. Like I don't want to, I don't want to eat more calories and more food. I'm going to get fat. No. A lot of our clients will lose 30 to 40 pounds eating more food. Because like I said, it's not about calories in versus calories out or the typical termage of the word. What it's about is understanding how calories are actually burned. And when you increase carbohydrates, increase energy, the body can go out and it can burn more energy. It can burn more energy efficiently. It can burn 70% more calories. So, like, what we do is we slowly get them up, right? Then we get him up to a certain amount, and we can kind of see right here where his weight was. And then we just drop the calories, like slowly like he would, but we maintain his metabolic health. So notice like this dramatic drop right here. And that's what happened is that once we primed his metabolism and we aligned his body correctly, we were able to drop the calories, raise the cardio a little bit. His metabolism was optimized up here. And we were able to like just inch cardio in, right? 20 minutes 4 times a week, a little bit less calories. And what our goal is not to overstimulate the body to produce enough cortisol to actually restrict us from losing body fat. So we check in, make sure that his cortisol levels are fine, his sleep's fine, gym sessions are fine, and each week we just do micro adjustments. This is how consistent progress is made. And eventually, he got down to here, right? And we was at like 30 minutes of cardio. But his metabolism had lowered over time. This is what metabolic adaptation is. This is unavoidable. What we knew, though, is that, he got pretty low in calories. He was at 2,300. But already, he's like 40-pound difference, eating the same amount of calories, right? Obviously, the body composition changes is tremendous. But the best thing, the most beneficial thing is what happened next, okay? So next, what do we do with Joe? We start working his calories back up from where we had him started at, right? Or where we got him to. So we would typically call this like a metabolic priming phase 2. Sometimes, sometimes, we have clients that stay with us for 3-4 years at this point. The thing is that Joe knows how to do this by now. In a lot of cases, like Joe, when he checks in, he'll know the next change is coming up. But like, Joe's a business owner. He's like, he hires an accountant for a reason. He hires an expert level nutrition program for a reason. It's because we take care of time management for him with understanding how much to eat, what changes to do, so you don't have to overcomplicate it and overthink it. This is like what we specialize in. This is why we work with individuals like Joe who have families, jobs, time commitments. A lot of guys will come to us and they're like, I just don't have time for it. I'm like, guys come to us because they don't have time. We save them time, And I tell all of our clients is like, you guys hire accountants, right, for your taxes? Yeah. Well, do you know how to do your taxes? Yeah. Well, then why don't you do them? It just saves me time. This is exactly why guys come to us. Not because they have all the time in the world, like some 22-year-old that can spend 2 hours in the gym and eat chicken and rice at 2 p.m. every day. We save our clients time by allowing the flexibility, but giving them structure. So, like, when we got them back down, what we do next is we slowly lowered cardio and we slowly started to raise calories again. And so we were able to prime his metabolism back up into this photo, eating 3,100 calories, and he was the same exact weight. I gained 2 pounds. So he gained 2 pounds from right here to right here, right? Because we were able to, one, get a lot of the body fat off of him in the initial, like, really good fat loss phase, and then we took his body, we optimized the metabolic process when we're coming out of the deficit that he was in, and we reduced any fat being gained, and we got his calories up tremendously. So, our program's 6 months long. Some guys will come to us, and we'll get them there, and we'll do this, like, secondary metabolic priming phase for some of them, and slowly take them out. They'll get, like, 2,500 calories, comfortable, great physique. Like Joe, like he could sustain this physique for the rest of his life. He has the education. He's in a great spot metabolically. And a lot of guys, that's their goal. A lot of guys will shake hands with, reminisce on our time together, and they'll go their separate ways. But some guys like Joe just want it done for them. And what we do for Joe next is our next plan is we're priming his metabolism right now. And what we're going to do next, we're going to go into another fat loss phase. And that's what's going to get him even leaner. So like the structure around calories, macronutrients, energy pathways, and understanding the manipulation of certain key factors is how these clients are seeing such great results. So metabolic priming, for instance, is like the science behind it and how it works. Is it's a strategy to improve the efficiency of your body's energy systems to support better fat loss performance, often through a structured approach involving diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes. In the context of the human body, metabolic priming involves preconditioning the metabolism by optimizing energy stores and utilization, such as strategically manipulating carbohydrate intake prior to a fat loss phase or period of increased training. This differs from merely cutting calories, focusing instead on maintaining metabolic function and muscle mass for a long-term healthy body composition. This is what we do. This is why we see so many results coming out of our program. So like factors influencing metabolism, how quickly you burn calories, age, sex, muscle mass, genetics, activity level, metabolic adaptation. When your body senses a prolonged need for energy conservation, your metabolic rate can decrease, making it hard to maintain and lose weight. And metabolic priming prepares the body for fat loss phase and enhance how efficiently your body uses stored energy, especially carbohydrates. Metabolic health and strategy for humans. Caloric baseline, prioritize protein, resistance training, strategic carb intake. That's what we do, strategic carb intake. And then like the benefits, improve fat loss, enhance performance, and long-term success. And all of these strategies right here in this excerpt that I have pulled up right here is just stuff that you can search online with Google. We're one of the leading programs on the market for using metabolic priming as a structured mechanism. But metabolic priming has been studied for a long time. We were just the first ones in the industry to actually bring it in to the health and fitness nutrition coaching side of things, not just from the scientific side of things. Yeah, we got to understand this from a higher level, because a lot of guys, I understand, a lot of you guys see this from just a one-dimensional view. You want to get the fat off as fast as possible, and so the urgency is there, and so you just try to cut all your calories at once and try to just brute force the body fat off, and it's not how it works, right? Sustainable physiques take time. I'm not going to sit here and tell each and every single one of you that, this is going to be an easy approach. What I'm going to tell you is that this is the approach for sustainability. And it's everything else you've tried up until this point hasn't worked for a reason. It's because these fast-acting diets, they're just designed for you to go to these coaches and then just take your money and leave you back where you started. Our approach is designed for long-term success. And yes, caveat behind it is it takes patience, right? It takes consistency, because real progress doesn't just happen in 30 days. It just doesn't. We have to understand is that everybody's body works differently and that it needs customizations, right? I understand from a first world perspective, you guys want it off now. But we as coaches look at it from a long-term perspective for the overall health. If I had, a 30-day fat loss pill that it could keep you 50 pounds down and sustain you 50 pounds down, maybe I want to be making these videos, because I would have solved a lot bigger of a problem. But that's not how it works. Guys in our program see life-changing results. But I don't promise anybody specific timelines, right? Because the truth is that some guys come into our program and they see 10 pounds of fat loss in the first week. Some guys take a little bit longer. But those are the guys that typically come out extremely different as human beings. Just from a perspective of understanding consistency and working hard for long term. These guys change their lives when they come to our program. They change their beliefs on what they believe is possible. They become more confident. And yes, it takes time. And there's some guys who are watching this channel right now in the early stages of their metabolic priming phase. And, I'm telling you, I understand exactly where you're at. But I'm in the game of long-term success and long-term health for my clients and their families. And for you as well. So it does take time. It does take patience, but you're going to get there. So anyways, if you guys are somebody who wants to reach a next level physique, you're tired of being just average, and you want to be part of the 1% of men who take it seriously, who are destined to become the top 1% of men in every category, and you're tired of the way you look, you're tired of the way you feel, you want to wake up in the morning and be proud of the way you look in the mirror, then sign up for a time down below, because your time's now. Why wait any longer? Because the guys in our program, as soon as you get into our program, you'll understand it. It's a different being. It's a different community. They say a lot about culture. And yeah, I get it. It's but we really do have a culture. We have a culture of men not settling for society's mediocrity anymore. They want to step up. They want to be the men their family look up to. And a lot of the guys watching this right now who have been following me and subscribed to my channel for a while, I urge you, at least sign up for a call, at least get to meet our team. Because we're changing lives, and the guys who start now are the guys who see success faster, right? Early adopters win. That's what they always say. So if that's you, sign up for time down below. If you're just somebody stopping by, want to know some new information on fat loss, go through my channel, because there's a lot of really great stuff in there. But anyways, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.